What's up, guys? It's your girl. I kept thinking about pizza and ordering pizza, but I'm not gonna order pizza. Um, I got me some bottled water.
Y'all, it's Montana, and if anybody has any.
I'm trying to get this right. It's currently late at night. Everybody is. I'm home by myself. Um, I did clean up a little bit. I have a lot going on with the day. I don't know. Shit, I got things going on. But this is the double wear stay in place tint. But I honestly kind of want to try this. I want to see what this is. I don't know. Oh, it's glowy. So it'll give me glow. So let's go ahead and do a glow look then. I'm actually really proud of myself. I think I passed one of the biggest tests in my life, you know. I'm glad that I didn't allow certain things to make me feel like I was behind or I needed to hurry up and get something or someone because this is my only opportunity. Like, I'm glad that I did not subject myself to that way of thinking that I needed to. I'm gonna put some on my chin, or probably some in my hair too. Deep. This is what you call the T-zone. So I'm giving some love into my T-zone. You know, I'm just like, I've been in quiet all day, and I just been allowing myself to experience. This right here is the Pixie bronzer. I used to use this a lot, but I kind of calmed down using it. Don't ask me why. I just did. But yeah, like, so many things have come to truth, and it's the truth that I needed to just like understand, like, yo, if you don't stop living in the mindset that you've been living in, because I've been trying to figure everything out. And I believe that it's not just me trying to figure it out, it's God letting me figure it out, you know? Like, allowing me this time to really just dig inside myself and understand, like, you felt the way you felt all these years because people put you in that type of headspace. People forced you to have to see parts of them that they don't show other people because they knew that you had a nice understanding, patience about me. And now that I see that, I'm like, you know what? I understand now more than I've ever understood what I didn't understand. And I understand now that, you know, it was not ever me. It was them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them. And when I say them, I mean exactly that. I had not one, not two people trying me, but I had several. Why? I don't know. Maybe because I thought the way I thought, and they thought that they had someone that they could bully and everything, because after everything, after I was violated by someone I trusted, I feel like I lost trust in myself. It wasn't just with that person. It was with myself. Like that day when that all happened, it hurt me so bad, and it made me realize that I blame myself for a lot of things. I blame myself because I was told it was my fault. I blame myself because I told it was my idea. Everything was my fault. And I looked at myself and I just didn't understand, like, even as a grown woman, like, I still think to this day, I'm like, what did I do to draw them in like that? And now that I'm older, I realize that it was nothing that I did. I didn't have to do anything. I'm attractive. Um, and that's where I lacked. I didn't never know my beauty. I didn't never want to look at it. I didn't know how to. I thought it was something that I was doing, how I was dressing, what I was saying, how I was playing, how I let my guard down, like, and I felt like, unfortunately, that person was the one that taught me that anybody can take everything from you if you just let your guard down. And I didn't want to believe what I was dealing with. I didn't want to believe that it was my life. I didn't want to see it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times you see a lot of stories on the movies and stuff like that until you start putting two and two together and you're like, wait a second, this is based off of a true story. Like someone actually went through this. You know what I mean? So when you start realizing like, yo, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, like I have a story. And I keep seeing things about, oh, people need to know your story. I'm like, do people really need to know my story? Do I even have a story? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we all do. We all have a story. And I kept thinking, in order for someone to become who they are, they had to go through something so horrific that it broke their hearts, that it broke their mind. It had them in a set down. It had them realize like, oh wait, hold on. I can't move like that. I can't trust people like that. I can't put my energy, I can't put all my eggs in one basket like that. I can't be giving myself like that. I can't show people that I'm kind and I have a good heart. I can't do that. Because every time I do it, what happens? You get taken advantage of. You be the one sitting there thinking, but I was so, you know, good to this person. I didn't do nothing to them. Why would why would they do that to me? So, with everything that I had to learn and how I had to learn, it was hard. It hurt to know how betrayed I really was being, how people really laughed at my pain and didn't care. Didn't care. They used it against me. They used it against me. And the sad thing about it is, the people that even used it against me were the people that you would think would protect, would want to help you, that would want to see you be okay, that would want to see you not suffer. But you want to know something that I had to learn? I learned that don't put high hopes in the people, bro. Look at these. I remember when I bought these, I was so happy. Don't put your high hopes in. Don't put high hopes in people. Don't do it. You need to know, like, it's okay to go through what you go through. It is okay because you had to go through it. You had to. You had to go through it. It was not even an option. It's and the sad thing about it is you didn't know that you were going to have the type of people that were going to teach you your lesson were going to be the people that taught you the lesson. But you want to know something? Hey, guess what? You learned it. You went through it. It happened. Now what do you do? What do you do? You don't just stay low. You don't just stay defeated. You don't stay there. That's not what you do. That's not what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to do better for yourself. Those people showed you who they were because they had to. Those people couldn't stand who you were because they were jealous of the fact that you had confidence that they lacked. They lost. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. Unfortunately, as you heard me say. Nobody can bring back what's been stolen to you besides you, besides God, besides knowing that besides knowing that it had to happen, and you better not blame yourself for it. You better not blame yourself for anything. You just pretty much got welcomed into life. This is what life is, unfortunately. Even it don't matter which way about it you go. This is life. You're going to run into all kinds of people in this life, good, bad, opportunists, thieves, people that will sell you to the highest bidder just because they took the chains around from off of our ankles and wrists and said we're free. Doesn't mean we're free. It just means welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, that's what I learned. Because I learned that it doesn't matter how much you want it to be what you want it to be. It doesn't matter how much you cry. It doesn't matter how much you beg. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The only thing that matters is you understanding that it is up. Time is up. Delusion is up. They try their best to protect children. They try their best to protect people, knowing the dangers of what's in this world. And it's other people. Other people. And it's sad because you wouldn't think that you would have to be careful with someone you've always been known. But listen, people change. People get into their mind. Nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to not be successful. Nobody wants to be homeless. Nobody wants this stuff. Okay? This is what it is. Either you eat or you get eaten. That's what you have to understand. Either you eat or get eaten. Which one is it going to be? Should I do this one? Should I do Jason? Or should I do... Sometimes I want to do light. Let's do this one neat. Let's do this one. This is a good one to do. I'm not trying to be on here making anybody uncomfortable or making anybody feel any kind of way or trying to, start problems with anyone. But I'm just telling you this because this is the truth. It's time to wake up. It is time to wake up. Recognize who your abusers are, who has used you, who has put you down, who's belittled you, who's made you feel like you have to prove yourself. You think you're the one doing it? Listen, hurt people, right? It's just being done to you. You're getting hurt because of what happened to them. They're hurting you because of what's been done to them. That's the truth. And as much as people don't want to admit who really are your abusers, who really are the ones that are doing the things to you, who really got you on the corner, who really got you out here thinking that you big and bad, playing the game when they're using you for their own gain, baby, honey, sweetheart, listen to me real carefully. It's always been that game. You've already been a part of their plot when you got brought into the game. When you got life. What do you mean, little Desi? When you came into this world, people was already plotting on you. But you gotta understand something. Some of these people don't understand. Whatever they think they're gonna do to you, guess what? No, they can't do it. Because when you belong to God, when you're God's child, and they think they're gonna hurt you, continuously hurt you, God's gonna allow it. God's gonna allow you to go through what you gotta go through. God is gonna allow you to go through the isolation. God's gonna allow you to see the monsters. Okay? He's gonna let you see it because he needs you to wake up. A lot of us are asleep. A lot of us fell under this society's rules, this government way of living. You know what I'm saying? No, not what you think it is. Everything is not what you think it is. Battered and bruised you are, yes. But think about what you survived. Think about how old you are today. Think about how you didn't think something was going to happen for you, but it did. Or you had faith when everything was running out. Think about it. People want fame and position because they want money, because they want to have power. They want to show the people that hurt them, look at me now. Look what I am now. Guess what? They don't care. They're messed up. They already sold themselves. They already sold themselves. You better just be grateful that they couldn't sell you. Believe me, they would. They would sell you in a heartbeat. They will sell you in a heartbeat. I was thinking about how I always wanted to feel safe. Protection. As a girl, yes, you want that. You need that. You got to be you need protection. There's a lot of animalistic men in the world that are preying on the innocence of the sweetness, the understanding prospect of a woman, of a young man. Trust. The best thing you could ever do to a victim is to keep them in confusion. And believe me, if they can keep you in confusion, they got you for life. But when you come from out of the confusion and God says, I want you to now see the truth. I need you to know. So now I'm going to do this, because I'm not just exposing one demon. I'm not just exposing two demons. I'm exposing all of them. God is showing me that he's about to rapture his children. And he needs us to understand the reason why a lot of people that you love and respect isn't going to come with you, because you did not see what they were planning over your life. God wants you to know that he's about to do it. And he's going to do it so big that they will fear what's happening, but you won't be touched. The plague, the diseases, Everything that's happening right now, everything that's coming on this earth has always been here, but it is being released because God is saying, I'm about to hit their houses with the plague, but you will not be touched. So do not fear, because this isn't happening to you. That it had to happen. Besides knowing that it had to happen. Besides knowing that it had to happen. Everything had to happen. Everything. Every heartbreak, every moment that you cried and you asked God, you was like, Lord, please take away my sorrows, take away my pain. Everything that you was begging for God to take away from you, it had to happen. It has to happen because it was never meant for us to feel comfortable here. It was never meant for us to fit in. It was never meant for us to feel healed here. It is meant for you to wake up. God said, I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up. Don't be afraid. Even though it's scary out here. It's terrifying out here. But God, I will put you in a safe place. God will show you every single day that it wasn't you, that you didn't mess up. You had to go because he told you it was time. And I know that was for somebody because it was sure enough for me. That message, it's time. It's time. It's time. Hits so different. Hits so different when you know it's not by your hand, it's not by my hand, it's not by anyone but the Lord. And all you can do is understand that it is time. It is time to let go of your pain. It is time for you to see people for who they really were. It is time for you to stop pretending, and it's time for you to start knowing. Knowing that this was always gonna come. It had to come. It had to happen. And I know a lot of people are scared because they didn't think it was going to happen this now. They didn't think it was going to happen like this. But God said, I already sounded the trumpets. I already woke you up. I already showed you. God said, God showed me a dream, and he showed me someone that wasn't making it into the rapture. And I didn't understand why. And God, he had to show me. And in his showing me, I had to be obedient to understand. God doesn't want us to be in the state of lack anymore. God doesn't want you to be confused by people that pretend to give a dang. God doesn't want you to feel like you have to do anything you don't got to do. God doesn't want that for your life. God doesn't want you to feel like this anymore. God rather you be by yourself and be heartbroken and go through with the lessons that you had to go through before he allows anything else to come your way. God don't want to see you crying. God don't want to see you hurting. God don't want to see you without. So many times the devil will come against you when he knows that God is doing something in your life, and he will use whoever and whatever to bring you down. Because it's not because the enemy can't the enemy mad. The enemy mad because he don't have no control over you. He can't tell you what to do. He can't tell you how to live. He can't tell you anything. Anything. The devil ain't got no room in your life. That is all a deception. Everything you think ain't it, honey. It ain't it. It ain't it. Understand, people will try to match your energy to make you feel safe. People will try to draw you in just so they can keep you away from your purpose. But you have to be smart enough to know when it's time to walk away. You have to be the one to say, you know what? I'm not doing this to myself no more. I don't need to do this to myself no more. I don't have a reason why I need to keep feeling like I'm feeling. I think what I do is so serious that it can cause people to love me or hate me. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to have anybody love me. I don't care about anybody loving me. It's all about respect. And it is. You recognize the game. Clear as day. Well, you cannot deny it. You can't deny what's happening. You can't deny that you've been under attack. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. Because even God won't allow you to. God's not going to keep allowing you to deny everything that he's been showing you. God is not going to let you do it anymore. He's not. He's not. It's too critical right now. This is the emergency. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Just get ready. Get ready to receive. Get ready to take back everything that the enemy has stolen from you. Get ready to be a builder. Implement on your dream. Not no, I'm not, honestly, I'm just saying, like, just get ready. Get ready, bro. Get ready. Because what's about to come into your now and what used to be is not you're not even gonna. I'm telling you right now, it is time for the shift to come here. It is time for people to start seeing the truth, because we have all been lied to for so long. And God is saying, enough. It is time for my people to wake up. So I'm sounding the alarm in your mind right now. I'm talking to your spirit right now. I'm coming before you in the midst of the chaos right now. With everything that's happening on the internet, with everybody switching up on everybody, I'm here to show you I'm solid. And I'm here to say it is time to wake up. The alarm is going off. God said in the last days, my children will recognize the signs and the synchronicities. That's what's going on. That's why you keep seeing those numbers. That's why you keep seeing those symbols, because God is saying it is time. It was never meant for us to feel comfortable here. It was never meant for us to. Besides knowing that that was the message. Honestly, I kept thinking it was something else. I kept thinking it was something else that was trying to come into my life, but we're so used to believing the superficial, but we're not looking into the supernatural. We're not looking at the fact that they're already talking about we got aliens. Why do you think these people are doing what they're doing? They're afraid because they know that their time is up. They know that everything that has been spoken of, everything that's said is going to come to pass is here. Everything. See, the enemy will try to take the praise where the praise is truly given. Distraction is real. Deception is real. All of it. All of it. It's all real. A task, a tactic that's been instilled into us. And they use all these different ways to show us how to do it. They create the evil every day. Evil is just being created. They're creating it. People are creating demons. People are creating Satan. People are creating their hell, their prison. People want to believe that it's already here. That we missed the rapture. That, oh, we didn't make it. Oh, honey. Guess what? I don't know about you. But I know what time it is. And I can tell you right now, we haven't missed the rapture. Oh no. We haven't missed God. We haven't missed it. What's happening is it's the calling. We are all, a few of us are being called. And I have to tell y'all, God, he wants what he wants. And he has his eyes on you. And when he calls your name, you will go to him. And he's going to make it to where you won't need to hold on to nothing. Because what we're noticing, there's a passing away of every day. There's a passing away. Something is passing away. But it ain't you. It was never you. And God's going to show up and he's going to show you that. What do you mean, little Desi? What are you talking about? What are you talking about now today? I'm talking about what God has told me in my spirit. I would be just as bad as a person that is searching and worshiping other idols, other gods, if I wasn't to speak what God has told me. God has already told me. God already told me about my attackers. God already told me about everything that was coming, but God's telling me now. It's time. It's time for the bride. Because the truth is, the world is just getting eviler. People are getting scared. So when there's fear, guess what? There's chaos. Dang, that's the last one. Dang it. When there's fear, there is chaos. Little Desi, how do you know this stuff? What are you talking about? God showed me in dreams. God showed me in my dreams that the fish will die. The sea animals will die in the water, and they will come to the land because their bodies will float up because they're dead. God showed me everything that's coming to pass by the enemy and how the devil has deceived all of us. Well, some of us deceived us to think with our fear instead of with faith, instead of with God, instead of with knowledge and wisdom. How the devil was preying on the fact that we know what the outcome is if we don't work, if we don't eat. But God said, didn't I provide for the birds and the trees? God will provide the provision for you. There's no need for you to be in fear. Everything. I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, Lord, I'm being told to go left and I'm told to go right, and I don't know what to do, and I don't want to move in fear. And God said, just be still and let me lead you. I said, oh, okay. I'll let you lead me, Lord. Because who can tell me how to live? Who can tell me how to serve the Lord? Who can tell me how to walk right, talk right? Who? Nobody. Nobody knows the answer. Nobody knows the time or the hour. Nobody knows. We thought we was going to recognize. We thought we was going to understand what was going to happen. It was just going to be a rapturing. No. God's got to do the purging first. God's got to show us why we are the chosen. God's got to do it. because the enemy will make you forget your place, who you are. If the devil can do that, make you forget who you are, oh my goodness. He just conquered a nation. But God said, with me, you will never forget, because I called you for a time as this. I put you in position for a time as this. I told you what it was going to be. I told you what the rules were, how far you were going to go. We get angry sometimes. We lash out because we don't understand. We're like, why is this happening to us? Why is this happening to me? Why can I just fit in? Because you weren't made with the same blood as them. Some of us are from a royalty, a line of royalty. And believe me, the enemy knows you're here. What do they say? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Why do you think they say that? Why do you think they say that? You think people are just saying things because they're just saying things? It is a life lesson. How can you defeat someone if you don't know how to defeat them? How can you deceive someone? You don't know what they want. Understand. Rule of power. Everybody out here trying to do what? Say it. Get money. People are ruled by the thumb of money because of fear of not having it. But what if God says, I'm going to take it from you and let me see how you act then? What if God gives it to you and then he takes it away? Money. Oh, I mean, I'm not talking about 20, 100,000. I'm not talking like that. I'm talking about money. And you put this money before any and everything else. You have to be reminded of what is important. You are worth this money. You are worth more than 10K, 20K, 600,000, million, trillions. You're worth more than that. You are life. Real life. We all have similarities. But some of us are different. And it's not about the color of your skin. No. It is the soul in you that make your enemies tremble because they remember who you were then and what you did then and what your authority is now. Ranks. A lot of us are ranked. Ranked. Rank teachers. We're right. When I had a vision, I saw the most beautiful, bright colors like electricity. And I saw people celebrating. And I saw them praising and dancing. And there was confetti. And it was just a big celebration. But then I saw those people look at me. And I looked at them, looking at me. And they were all lined up like they were getting ready to take off on it was like a war. And they looked at me to make the call. So you know what? I'm making the call. It is a war right now. It is a spiritual battle going on. And right now, we're all connected to it. Even if you think you're not, because you're here, because you're in the flesh, because you don't want to wake up, because you're too comfortable. I need to make you uncomfortable. I need to remind you of who you are. I need you to remember that you didn't come here either to have peace. You came here to learn how good God is and how great you are and how powerful you are. We're human, but we are creatures made by our Father in the same image as He is. So I suggest you get out of your way and you answer the call, because right now it's about the children. The kids are going crazy. The kids are getting too much stimulism in the brain. They're getting exposed faster to things out in this world that we protect the children from. But how long are you going to be able to shelter your child from the harms of the natures of this life, of this world that we live in, of the different entities and possessions that people are suffering at hand at? People have addictions. Addicts are willing to sell another for the addiction, for the fix, for the fixation. Money is the ruler of this earth. So do not be ruled by the fearness and the fierceness of a $10, of a $50, of a $100 bill. Money comes by God too. And God's money is better than blood money, street money, drug money, prostitution money. Every time you spend $1, you think about who you had to get that dollar from. Do not be imprisoned by the limitations, by what your world looks like now. But remember that you need to protect every piece and every organ and every cell of yourself. Because right now, the enemy wants to connect with you. The enemy wants to get into your mind. The enemy wants to know your thoughts. The enemy needs to know. But I'm telling you right now, in the name of Jesus, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And that's just what it is. I don't have a spray. No weapon. No weapon. Heavy as it is, and heavy as it sounds, it's the truth. It's the truth. And you want to know something? It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about what God wants. And right now, God wants you to free your mind from them. Free your mind from them. Look around you and see your signs. It is clear as day that God is speaking to you. That's the truth. That's what a lot of people don't want to see and believe that God is real. Do you believe it? Do you believe that God is real? Do you believe that God wants more for your life? Do you believe that God wants to give you everlasting life, water? He wants to lead you to water where you will never thirst again. What is the point of living this life if you're going to do it wrong? Take this opportunity to love yourself, to see yourself, to know thyself. Because once you know yourself, the desires of your heart is now yours. I was laying in my bed today and I cried. I cried 2 times. I don't know why. I didn't even know why I was crying. But you want to know something? We gotta cry. We gotta cry. Because our brothers and our sisters are being tortured, are being harmed, are being mistreated. And as much as we don't want to feel that, as much as we want to block it out, because it's like when you're a kid and your parent says, all right, everybody's getting a spanking. We're going from youngest to oldest. You know that you are up next. But as long as it's not knocking at your door, you're okay, right? But what happens when it's at your door? What happens when everything that you once feared is now at your door, knocking? Can't hide, can't run, can't make excuses anymore. We're all held accountable. We're all held accountable. Sometimes I get like this feeling that something's about to come. Something so big. And honestly, I know that it has to be true because I get confirmations all the time that something big is coming. Something big is coming. And it's like in my spirit, I feel it so heavy that I freeze. Everything is a code. Everything is a code. Everything that you think isn't is a code. It is a code. It's a code. I want the code to your heart. Really? I'm over here talking about the code. And you're over here talking about my heart. God is the code to my heart. Jehovah. Jehovah Nisei. Jehovah Jireh. That's who got the key to my heart. Sorry. I really like this way, but it's getting really nappy at the end. I'm gonna fix it. Yeah, you know who this is, right? This is Hawk Base. Well, what's good? I figured it was you because only you say something like that. I want the key to your heart. Oh, so many do. I kept hearing lucky you, lucky. And then I put this hat on it. And I was thinking, like, and then the crazy thing, so I was wearing these shorts yesterday and I went to the bathroom. When I looked down, it said, lucky you. No, yeah, in the zip line, it says lucky you. And then something said, text your homegirl, text your sis. So I hit my sis up. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And she was like, I'm doing good, blah, blah. How are you? And I said, I'm good. I'm studying for my boards. And she was like, lucky you. And then I was like, what is really going on? Because everything, I swear, is literally like a matching thing. It's like a matching. It's like a clue. Everything's a clue. I don't know. Feels like a clue. Feels like a clue. And I can tell you right now, like my heart is set on the right things. Like I used to always believe that I was always being tested and I needed to show my loyalty. I needed to show God that I was trustworthy of the position, that I was trustworthy for the blessings, for the prayers that I wanted. And I was like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to show you, God, that I'm worthy. All of a sudden, these things started coming into my life. And a lot of it was just people. And, I feel like if you can't be trusted with people, then you can't do the job. You don't deserve the blessing. because it's like asking for a bunch of money and you're getting put in power and position in the wrong hands. People abuse it. And I always told myself, like, I'm not going to be I'm not going to change for anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to lose myself in the spotlight, or become something that I never was, or become hateful and power headed, strong headed, sitting on a high horse. I told myself that I would be humble. I will be humble in the new. I will be humble in my releasing. I will be humble in my success. I will be humble. I will treat others the way that I want to be treated. I will love you even if I don't know you. I said these things and I meant these things, and I didn't say them out loud, but I said them within my heart. And then I said them into God's ear. And I said, God, if you give it to me, I will do and I will produce. I told my mother 2, 3, 4 years ago, I said, Mom, if I have to go and serve other people that are sick with COVID, because this was the time of the pandemic, then I will go. And if I have to get the virus because I'm willing to sit beside someone who is sick and weak and losing their life, their last breath, I will do that. Because I know that I am not just doing it because I'm doing it because I'm in alignment. And when I said that, that is when everything began to happen. Everything began to happen. My whole world started shaking. Like, my house was shaking, my bed was shaking, I was shaking, everything was shaking out of me. Everything was shaken out of me. And I even said to the Lord, I said, if there's anything impure, unclean of me, then remove it or reveal it to me. And then everything began to reveal itself. Everything about me, everything about everyone. And you want to know something? I end up getting COVID. And it was because I was sitting in the room with a man that had the virus. And it wasn't because I didn't follow protocol. It was because somebody else didn't. And it's okay, because you know what? I was like, you know what? I got the virus. I knew I was going to get the virus, but you want to know something? I'm still going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm not going to sit here and think I'm cursed. I'm not going to sit here and think I'm going to die. No, this too shall pass. And it did. And it did. And you want to know something? A new was born. Every time you go through challenges in your life, every time every time someone says no, every time a rejection happens or a door is shut in your face, something new awakens within you. Something dies too within you. I had to learn to not feel entitled, but to work hard for what I wanted, and not assume that someone's going to give it to me just because of what I look like, or just because I said so, or just because I'm putting in the hours. No, because I know that I'm working for it. I know that I'm surrendering for it. I know that I'm in submission. I'm submitting not to a man. I'm not submitting to a job. I'm not submitting to parents. I'm not submitting to friends and family. No, I'm submitting to God. I'm submitting to God because I know that only God can do what he has done for me in my life. Only God can do what has been done. And only God can undo what the doers have done. So with that being said, oh yeah, I do not care what people think of me. I don't care how many times I got to come on this social platform. I don't care, because I know that I'm reaching somebody today, and I'm going to reach somebody tomorrow, and I'm going to reach somebody in the future. This video was not just for today, but it's for generations to come. It's for people that will watch me and see, look at little Desi. She stood on business. She did not just say what she was going to do, but she did it. I did it. I did it because I did it for others. They said you need to have a why. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it to set a tone in your life. I'm doing it so I can sound off the call. I'm doing it because I need to be the confirmation that you needed today. I'm doing it because elevation can't happen when you got a hold on you, when something's holding you down, when you got anchors on your ankles and don't even see what the anchors are. I'm doing it because I need you to take the veil off, because today the veil will come off. I'm doing it because I know that there's power in my tongue. I'm doing it because it's not by chance that you're here today watching me. It's not by chance that you like what you're seeing. It's because there is a pull in alignment, because we are in alignment, and because we are at a due time. I could be eating pizza and laying out on my bed feeling grand and freaking great. But you want to know something? I said, I will not eat yet. I will not eat yet until I deliver what it is that's in me, that God put in me, because God is speaking to me this morning. God said, I need you to remember why you did everything that you did, because it all had a purpose. It was never foolish. It wasn't because you failed. It was because you was breaking away from the chains. It was because you said no more to the abuse. It's because you said no more to the lies. It's because you said no to the fake love and the fake friends and the fake opportunities. It's because you said, I rather do it scared. I rather do it trying than not to try at all. That's why you did what you did. That's why you gave up the job that you gave. That's why you broke out of that relationship. That's why you're not answering the phone call to those siblings or your parent. That's why you're not that's why you're having flashbacks of what your mother did to you. That's why. Because in order for the change to come in and to take hold of you again, and I mean take hold of you as if you were in the womb, because think about it, it takes 9 months for a child to be ready to be born into this world. So you think that the healing is going to be quick. You think the growing is going to be easy. No, sometimes you got to cut off the dead leaves. Sometimes you got to cut off the things in your life that cannot serve to your plant anymore, because the life source is being taken from what's dead. The dead is trying to take what the living has left. But I'm trying to tell you, when you come into the now and when you come into your lucky season, it's not about what they did. It's not about what you did. It's about what you're doing now. It's about what you're doing now. I picked up my surgical technologist book. I had it open to a page, and then I closed it. Because my mind said, hold on, I got to get back to something. There's something in this atmosphere that's pushing me to get in front of people today. There's something in this atmosphere that's giving me the umph and the confidence to say, listen, you ain't gotta love me. You ain't gotta choose me. You don't gotta respect me, but you will know one thing. You will recognize that what I say is true. Because I'm not coming from a book. I'm not just coming from out of the Bible. I'm hearing God speak to my spirit. I'm hearing God say to me, it is done. I always heard, study to show yourself approved. But I kept thinking, what am I studying for? When they told me that I wasn't going to be able to read because I had a learning disability, I prayed and I asked God, I said, God, teach me. And I was so determined that I was willing to memorize the Bible because I wanted to study to show myself approved. But God wasn't talking about that. Life is study itself. Every day is an experiment. And however you respond to the experiment will be the hypothesis. You can come up with your hypothesis. I'm not just coming from the rags, from the riches. I'm coming from out of the belly of the well. I'm coming from out of the ring of fire. I'm coming out of the loop that I was in. I'm coming out of delusion. I'm coming out of hypnosis. I'm coming out of that. I gotta be outside. I'm coming out of fear, of being afraid. I'm coming out of it. I'm coming out of the fact that I need someone to talk to. I gotta text somebody. I gotta have a man next to me. Or what does it say about me? There's something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you, because you think that if you need somebody in your life to elevate you, you got it wrong. You got it wrong. See, the only person and only thing you need is God. And then the rest will fall into place. Don't be so quick to run. Don't be so quick to get excited. Let things sit. Let it cook. Let it cook. That's what I do. I let it cook. Why not? I don't know where my life is going to be 5 years from now. I know one thing. I'm certified. I graduated from college to be a surgical technologist. I know that by now I'm a certified surgical tech. See, God took me not from just seeing life. See, God put me in a place in my life where I was in the end stages of people's lives. And then I watched them die every day. Pieces of them was being deteriorated. Moments we made together was being wiped away as if it never existed. And then God put me in the pause. What do you mean, little Desi? The pause. The pause of life, where your time has been frozen. And your hands are now in another person's hands. God let me see the anatomy and the physiology of life. Hope, patience, healing and death, and renewing and structure and sound and feeling. To understand it, to live it, would change anyone. I had to go back so I can get out. So I can do this again. So I can be ready. So I can be in the position. You think it's about money? You think it's about pleasure? Think bigger. Think bigger. Because the light is about to come on. These walls, these doors that have locks and windows that lock, are the only thing protecting you from what's out there. With wandering eyes. ready to burn down the churches, ready to burn down your homes, ready to take your second, your first, and your third born. These things are out there. And God knows it. So you need to anoint your home, anoint your children, anoint yourself, anoint the money that you have. Right now, literally, I see a quarter. This quarter has a dragon on it. What does this mean? Some people don't even have this. Some people throw away pennies. What I'm going to say is this. The wealth that is coming into your life, it will not be temporary. It will be so much money, so much abundance, so much success, so much love, so much healing, so much recognition, so much power, so much change. New home, new car, family, friends, everything because of this. When I didn't have much, when I had the experience of not eating and not have enough to buy, after having everything I wanted, having more than enough, I still would give my last for someone else. And because of that, lucky you. Lucky freaking you. You know what's so crazy? This quarter, it's heavy. So whatever you're about to do in your life and however you're going to do it, it's going to hold weight. And this lets me know that whatever it is that you're going to do, it's going to be forever. It's going to go into the next century. Your name will be in books. But first, I want to let you know that you're in the book of life. The Lamb's book of life is your portion. Treasure in streets of gold is real. God is real. Healing is real. Pain is real. Yeah, so I feel like going battling, but I'm going to turn the light on. But that means I got to move this and to do all of that. Wait, it's this one right here. It's okay to be different. It's okay because it's not easy to understand things that most don't. Should I order a pizza? Oh, I don't really eat pizza like that anymore. My leg. Hurts so bad. Honestly, my heart really cries out to a lot of these young, innocent girls that get used by their own blood, who think they know something when they don't know nothing. And they think they got it when they're being controlled and they don't even realize it. That it really makes me so upset. And I don't know what it is, but I have such a protective thing about me when it comes to innocent people. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter any of that. Are you Tupac? Because my ambitions are to ride with you. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, just stay afloat, stay confident, stay great, stay abundant, stay working hard for yourself. Don't let nobody play with your mindset. Don't. Everything happens for a reason. So just, should I keep this on? No, I'll take it off. Just don't be that person that always has some bad story to tell somebody. Was never meant. What's good, guys? Hi. Rodney Johnson, thank you for joining my live. Brian, thank you for joining. Ronnie Johnson and Brian, thank you for joining my live. DC Finest, thank you for joining. One Po, thank you for joining my live. Hi, everyone. Hi. Hello, what's good? I decided to get on live. What's good, Memo? MC, Ted, Dan. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Kyle, Cole, Boy, Black, Travis. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you. What's good? Hi. Double tap, y'all. Double tap the screen, please. Double tap, guys. I really, really, really want a pizza so bad. But I try not to do those carbs. But I really want a pizza. Not gonna lie. Should I order a pizza? I'm really happy because I almost freaking fell for this guy's game. Oh my goodness, I almost fell for it so bad. He had me for so long. I'm so happy. Like, I woke up and I remember who I am. Because it's not even about me remembering who I am. Remembering, like, I don't care. Like, you don't respect me. You don't want me, but you want me. So we're gonna not do that. That's exactly how I feel, for real. Derek, hi. Hi, Mimi. Arvid. Y'all go follow me on my YouTube channel, little_Desi. At little_Desi. Go follow me on my YouTube channel. I'm looking to grow. I really want barbecue pizza. I could just go get some pizza from Little Caesars. Then I'm gonna order from Pizza Hut.
Thank you for calling P-TAC. All calls are recorded for quality assurance. Esta llamada está siendo grabada por propósitos de calidad. To place a new
I'm starving right now, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like hungry. I'm tired. I'm hungry and I'm tired. But I can't really be tired because I need to study for my boards. Slacking. Fucking stupid. Anterior ventricle. Near the front. Anterior ventral. Posterior dorsal. Near the back. Superior cranial. Upward or near the head. Inferior caudal. Downward or near the feet. Medial. towards the midline of the or median plane. Proximal, near to a reference point. Distal, away from a reference point. Superficial, clear, closer to the surface. Deep, further from the surface. Midline, median plane. Divides body into equal right and left halves. Mid-sagittal plane, median plane, sagittal plane. Divides body into unequal right and left halves. Coronal plane. Divides body into equal or unequal anterior and posterior parts. Transverse plane. Divides body into equal or unequal superior and inferior parts across sections. Axial section. Middle. Foss. Shallow dip. Cost. Rib. Chandra. Cartilage. Epi. Above. Gastro. Stomach. Alb. White. Tuber. Swelling around. Sim. Together sub beneath. Glute. Buttocks. Sub. Beneath or under. Trans. Across. Axillary fossa. Deep depression in armpit. Costal cartilage. Cartilage that connect the ribs to the sternum. Costal chondrial junction. Sternocostal junction. Point at which the costal cartilage and the sternum meet. Costal margin. Inferior edge of the rib cage, specifically costal cartilage 710. Sternum. Breastbone, composed of three parts that are faced together. Manubrium, most superior portion of the sternum body. Largest portion of the sternum extending from the anterior margin of the manubrium to the junction with the superior edge of the ethmoid process. Ethmoid, small, generally pointed inferior element of the sternum. Sternal notch, jugular notch. Concave depression found at the most superior point of the manubrium. Sternal angle of the Lewis. Interior posterior angle formed at the junction between the manubrium and the body of the sternum. This junction occurs at the point where the second costal cartilage articulates with the sternum and is best appreciated from view. Fixatrial junction, where the body of the sternum and the ethmoid meet. Epigastric fascia. Slight depression in the upper abdominal wall just inferior to the ethmoid process, seen in a non-obese supine individual and often referred to as the solar plexus. Umbilicus. Navel or belly button. Linea alba. Inferior half of the anterior median line. White line formed by the midline fusion of the connective tissue stitches of the abdominal wall muscle. Lena iliac crest, enlarged superior edge of each pelvic bone. When you place your hand on your hips, your hand are resting on each iliac crest. Tubercle of tie of the iliac crest, thickened region of each iliac and can be seen and felt on the anterior third of the iliac crest. Mucous membrane that generally lines body cavities and passages that communicates with the outside environment. Serous membrane, a thin membrane, the lines body spaces sealed from the outside environment except dorsal cavity. Parietal parietal membranes, serous membranes lining the ventral body cavity wall, from Latin for wall. Visceral membrane, serous membrane cover an organ surface within the ventral body cavity. Parietal peritoneum lines the walls of the abdominal pelvic cavity. Parietal peritoneum, parietal pericardium lines the heart and the vessels. Parietal pleura lines the lining of the surface of the thoracic cavity. Visceral peritoneum covers organs in the abdomen. Serous membrane, a thin layer of fluid between visceral and parietal layers, acting as a lubricant to prevent friction and ease organs of movement. Serous fluid function acts as a lubricant between facing surfaces of the parietal and the visceral serous membrane, preventing friction and easy organ movement. Ventral body cavity example. The pumping heart and chumping stomach are examples where serous fluid prevents friction during organ movement. Parietal serous membranes, a specific location, it leaves the abdominal cavity wall, forming a double layered membrane extending to an organ. Visceral serous membrane, a double layered membrane that separates the surround an organ, anchoring it to the dorsal or the anterior wall. Menisci, mesenteries, I don't know how to say that, mesenteries, double layered membranes associated with the digestive organs. Examples of serous ligaments. Gastrophilic ligament, gastric ligament, and lesser omentum. Gastrolentic ligament connects to the stomach to the spleen. Gastrocolic ligament connects to the stomach to the colon. Lesser momentum connects the inferior surface of the liner to the lesser curve of the stomach and the initial portion of the duodenum. Intraperitoneal organs completely surrounded by the visceral peritoneum within the abdominal pelvic cavity. Retroperitoneal organ within the abdominal pelvic cavity covered by parietal peritoneum, often located against the dorsal body wall. Extrapharynx, meaning extra prefix, meaning outside, beyond, no direction. Location of the retroperitoneal organ is located behind the peritoneal sac formed by the fully intact peritoneum. longitudinal section, a cut made along the long axis of the specimen. Oblique section, a cut made at an angle other than 90 degrees. Oh.
Yeah.
Hola.
Hi, beauty.
Hi.
Are you home?
See.
Check. Let me know if the house is.
Oh, okay. Literally was just taking care of this woman and she died. That's crazy. I knew she was gonna die. I knew it. I knew it. I just knew it. Feeling confident, guys. Went over my freaking flashcards. Flashcards, everybody? Flashcards? Yeah. I gotta make more. I made more notes at work. Oh, look at my armpits. This has gotta go. It's not because I'm lazy or it's not that I don't care. It's just like I'm not doing it right now. It's just I don't feel like putting a razor to my skin. If that makes any sense. Putting a razor on your skin ain't easy, bro. It hurts. Eventually, it starts taking toll on you. So, I knew that lady was gonna die. I had a feeling she was gonna go. I really did. I had a feeling. I knew it. I knew it. May she rest in peace. Ugh. keep thinking how bad I need some dirt. I'm like, dang, man, how long I gotta wait? Some dick. I'll wait as long as I need to, I guess. You can't just be getting it from anybody. I know that. It's the weekend. People gonna be outside today. Yeah. Not me though. I'm gonna stay in the house and I'm gonna study. Cause that's what I'm supposed to do. Study to show myself approved. You know? I'm gonna study to show myself approved. So wait a second, wait a moment, hold on. All right, guys. So I'm currently, I just pulled my hair back because it's so hot in here and I'm just a little tired, just a little bit. I don't like, you know what? Tired is just like, what is tired? You know what I mean? Like, why do I feel tired like this? I didn't do anything today. So I got notes here that I did. Put some notes for my boards. So anyway, so the M review. So I did surgery, general surgery, review, notes, general surgery, surgical incisions, all that. So patient indications for these notes and what I read and what I gathered is determining the nature and cause of disease, trauma repair of injured organs and tissue, metabolic diseases, removal of disease organs, inflammation, infection, appendicitis, choleliosis, abscesses, congenital defects, surgical correction of birth defects, neoplasm, removal of benign malignant tumors, surgical indications, surgical indicators, specific reasons or goals for performing a surgical procedure, prophylactic surgical intervention to prevent the occurrence of progression of a disease or condition. Restoration surgical procedures aimed at restoring body parts or function to its normal or not or near normal state. Palliation, surgical intervention to relieve symptoms or improve the quality of life for patients with incredible conditions without necessarily causing the underlying disease. Incisions of the abdominal wall is the midline, a ventral incision made along the linea alba, the fibrous band in the midline of the abdomen, made between the two rectus adamus, adamus muscles, down the linea alba and curving around the umbilicus. Offers good exposure to any area of the abdomen, making it versatile for various surgical procedures. Has a disease like incidence, extra exacerbate. I don't know what that word is. Exacerbation, expiration. I don't know. Paramedium, a ventral incision located approximately 4 centimeters lateral to the midline and either side of the abdomen. I'm so freaking tired, bro. I hate when this shit happens to me. But I'm grateful because I could be just settling for whatever I get and wherever I am in life. But instead, I went to school. I made something out of myself. I didn't settle. I could have just married somebody, had their kid, got locked up, got locked down, got married, whatever this is. But instead, I went to school and I furthered my education and I pushed myself, to do better for myself and not to depend on anyone. A ventral incision approximately 4 centimeters lateral to the midline on either side, either above or below the umbilicus. Following the incision in the skin and subcutaneous tissue, the rectus stiff, I can't say it, stiff, is split vertically and the muscles retracted laterally to access the abdominal cavity. Subcostal, an incision made parietal to and below the costal margin, um, rib cage. Incision made on the costal margin, commonly used for procedures involuntary of the bladder and spleen. Right subcostal coker, a specific type of subcostal incision made on the right side of the abdomen. Right subcostal incision, less tension on wound edges than with a ventral incision, potentially leading to better healing. Left subcostal, a subcostal incision made on the left side of the abdomen, similar to the right subcostal used for spleen procedures. The McBurney, an oblique incision made in the right lower quadrant of the abdomen. The oblique incision in the right lower quadrant, specifically used for appendectomy due to its direct access to the appendix, inguinal, and an incision made in the inguinal region, which is the groin area. Incisions in the inguinal region, commonly used for hernia repair to access and repair the weakening abdominal wall. The peniphyseal, whatever. How do you pronounce this freaking word, bro? How do you pronounce this word? Go.
Looking at how to pronounce these names, we'll be looking at how to say. Fascinating videos. Steel. Yeah. The P is just actually
Pencil.
side.
Hello.
Pizza delivery?
Oh yes. Okay. Are you outside already?
Yeah.
Okay. Just come. So come to the side, not the front.
The right hand side or the left hand side? Like the little porch back there?
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let me go downstairs and get this food. Let me go get that. Pizza delivery. For little Dougie. That's me. I'm Dougie.